These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello on this Monday, Megan Thompson tracking your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. And ABC15 is keeping our promise to track teen violence. Today, a hearing takes place in the case of Preston Lord, the first one this year. In 2023, Preston was beaten at a Halloween party and died days later in the hospital. A new judge will be taking over the case as the first judge is retiring. 2 of the 7 suspects there are still in custody. 5 of them are out on bond. However, all of them are still facing murder charges. Right now, ABC15 is reaching out to see if all 7 will have to appear in court. We'll be listening in to today's hearing for you. In a brand new Operation Safe Roads report now taking action to crack down on high-speed car chases along the border. Arizona Congressman Juan Ciscomani reintroducing a bill that would make it a federal crime if the car chase were to end in someone's death. The driver will get a life sentence. The bill is named after Border Patrol agent Raul Gonzalez, who died in the line of duty in 2022. As the city of Tempe continues its work toward Vision Zero, a long-awaited project is finally going to be a reality. The city now has the funding for a pedestrian-only bridge. It will be built on the platforms in the middle of the Salt River, just west of McClintock Bridge. The project will complete the off-street loop around Tempe Town Lake. That's over 6 miles of vehicle-free paths for walkers, joggers, and bicyclists. And those on 2 wheels say they can't wait to see that loop at the lake with cars out of sight and mind.
I want to see some of our group rides going over the bridge. I know there's a lot of community groups that do like walks for charity and walks for different fundraising activities. And for us, we do a whole bunch of community bike rides and stuff. So we're just excited to finally have a nice loop going around the lake.
The city hopes construction can start in late 2026 or early 2027. The keys to your home or vehicle are your first line of defense against criminals. So, of course, you want a trusted company when you have problems with your locks. Consumer reporter John Matarese has the warning signs of a shady locksmith so you don't waste your money.
Locked out? Unfortunately, it can happen to any of us at any time. But before you get on your phone to search for the cheapest locksmith in your area, one woman has a warning.
This way.
Kathy Fearman says the door from her garage turned into a very expensive lesson.
When I came home, I couldn't get in the house.
She needed a locksmith urgently. How did you look for the locksmith?
I looked online, so I took the first one that came up, and it was a 24/7 because I could see that the other ones weren't open yet.
Kathy says the company quoted a fee of less than $100. She says, though, when a worker showed up in an unmarked car,
he tried to pick it and couldn't. And so he broke the lock.
She says he put in a new lock and handed her a huge bill.
He said $450. I went, what? It just shocked me.
This is a common ploy, according to Rod Herdman of Keystop Locksmiths.
They're not locksmiths. These aren't people that have formal training.
Herdman says national call centers send out unscrupulous locksmiths who find a reason to double or triple the estimate.
And they always quote a low service call, which entices people to use them. But then once they get there, they say, well, there's a locksmith fee on top of it, and that can be hundreds of dollars.
To protect yourself, check reviews, not just testimonials on a company's website.
Go to Yelp or Google and see if there's some real interviews or referrals.
Check identification, including a company name on a vehicle, and demand an invoice. You can dispute questionable charges. Finally, Herdman says look for a company with a local storefront. In retrospect, Kathy says,
I wish I would have just told him to leave. You're not getting a dime.
She wants others to learn from her experience so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
With your most accurate forecast on this Monday, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. It will be a chilly start once again with lows in the 30s here in the valley as freeze warnings remain in effect until 9 o'clock this morning. By midday, we'll see abundant sunshine, but temperatures slowly climbing only into the mid-50s, so the jacket will be necessary throughout the day. Same for the afternoon with highs only in the lower 60s. Northern Arizona much colder this afternoon with highs in the 30s for areas like Flagstaff, Heber, and Show Low, and 50s and 60s across the majority of the lower deserts with lows tonight dipping to as cold as 3 in Window Rock, 11 in Heber, 8 in Show Low, and 20s and 30s once again across the lower deserts with freeze warnings in effect again, not just through this morning, but again for Tuesday morning. Here's the 7-day forecast. Temperatures for highs will remain in the 60s in the valley through at least Tuesday, but we're back in the 70s by Wednesday. Flagstaff, of course, much colder with highs in the 30s and lows in the teens, but we're back at least beginning Wednesday, gradually warming up with highs in the 40s and lows warming up too.
For the latest headlines, weather and traffic, head on over to abc15.com or you can download our free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.